Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Hakeemuddin Lohawala, and today we are going to look at SACE 300 accounts payable payment entries for making advance payment to suppliers and accounts payable payment entry for making miscellaneous payments, which can be used for tracking your petty cash payments. I'm logged on to SACE 300. This is accounts payable module. Navigate to accounts payable transactions. You can click on the payment entry over here. Once the screen is open, click on the plus sign to add a new batch. Let's call this advance to supplier. I'll copy this description. Make sure to select the correct bank account from the bank list here. Let's select Mashreq Bank in this example. I want to have the same description, so I'm copying this from the batch and pasting it in the entry. Now for the transaction type, for making an advance payment, you will select the transaction type as prepayment. Select your vendor by clicking on the Finder button or pressing the F5 key on your keyboard. If the vendor list is long, you can find your vendors by different criteria over here. Let's say you want to find a vendor where the name contains building. Select your supplier. Select the appropriate payment code, whether it's a bank transfer or whether it's a check. You can enter a reference for your transaction. Enter the amount. Let's say I'm paying 200 dirhams advance. If you want to leave it as is, you can save this entry at this stage, or if you want to link this particular advance to a purchase order that you have already issued, you can do that by selecting apply by PO number. Click on the Finder button to look for the purchase orders issued to this supplier. Select the appropriate purchase order. Click on the add button to complete your transaction. You can go back to this entry number 1 over here, post it, and the GL transaction will be created. Now we'll quickly go to General Ledger, GL transactions and batch list, just to validate the transaction which has been created. I'll open this transaction which was created just now, and I can see that this account of supplier prepayment is debited by 200 and Mashreq account is credited by 200 based on the transaction. From the GL, if you're planning to drill down, if you want to drill down to the actual transaction, you can click on this button over here which says drill down, and it will open the accounts payable payment entry for you. Going back to AP transactions. Let's see how we can make an accounts payable payment entry for petty cash payments using the miscellaneous payment option. But before we finish that, just a quick reminder that Safi Computers has been in Dubai and we help companies implement SACE 300. So if you're looking for training or support on your system, or if you're planning to implement an ERP system for your company, get in touch with us. You can find the link in the description, or you can visit saficomputers.com for more information. Here I'll go back to the payment entry again, click on the plus sign. In this case, I'm making a petty cash payment for repairs and maintenance work which was carried out. I'll select the bank code. In this case, I want to keep it cash, and in the transaction type I will select miscellaneous payment. Now one thing is, there is an asterisk sign next to remit to, so you need to specify the name of the company or person who you are making this payment to. So I'm just selecting a name here, Mr. Ali. How did you make the payment? If you're going to print the check, click this on. If not, then you can enter the check number from over here. Now there are some settings required at the banking level to make sure that these things are working properly. Now since we are selecting a bank code which is cash, so I don't have all these options. So I'll go back, I'll select the appropriate payment code for my transaction, which is a cash. Reference, you can enter over here. If you have been issued an invoice by the supplier, you can enter that invoice here. Click on this table, select the appropriate GL account. Let's say I don't remember, so I'm going to click on the Finder and find an account where the description contains maintenance. So here it is, repairs and maintenance. Description, I'm gonna write repairs and maintenance of office premise, and then you can enter the amount. Let's say we are making a payment of 850 dirhams over here. Once you have finished entering the data, click on the add button and the transaction will get created. I'll go back to my entry number 1 and click on the post button here to see the impact at the GL level also. Once you see this message that GL transaction creation completed, that means the entry of accounts payable payment was posted successfully. You can go over to your general ledger, GL transactions batch list, open the batch which was created just now, and you can check the information over here. We are debiting the repairs and maintenance account by 850 and crediting the cash account for office petty cash by the same amount. This looks fine. I'll close, and that's it. Now very quickly I will navigate to AP transaction reports. For the advance payment which was made to the supplier, I'll open the aged payables report. I want to view these aged payables by document date as of today, and I want to select my vendor, which was the building material company. Click on the print button over here. Depending on the print destination selected at your Sage company or Sage software, right now it will open a preview for me. If you have selected it to print it directly, then it will send this document to the printer. Now I can see all the transactions, and here is the legend which says that this is a PI, and PI stands for prepayment. So these are the prepayments which have passed for this particular supplier, and I can see the amounts which have been paid to the supplier. Now, since it has been linked to a purchase order, when you record your invoice against that purchase order, the system will automatically knock off this advance against that particular invoice. We'll see that once we come to the purchase order module and transactions, and we'll see how it impacts your accounts payable vendor aging reports. Hope you liked this video. Just drop a thanks in the comment if you really liked it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with your colleagues. Thank you and have a nice day.